Hey guys, this is Robert with the Recreational Woodworker and the recreationalwoodworker.com. Today I'm going to show you how to replace the splinter guard on your Makita, Festool, and I believe Triton tracks. And this is probably true on most other tracks, but I know those all follow the Festool pattern. So over time, just your blade's going to wear this off. You're going to get different blades that might be different thicknesses, and this isn't going to be as accurate as it once was. On mine, I even have a little piece right here that has started to peel off. So it's time to replace it. So let's go over what you need to replace it. I put some craft paper down on my workbench because I'm trying to keep this workbench nice. And I am going to be using acetone. So that's a harsh chemical that dissolves almost every finish out there. So because I'm using harsh chemicals, I've got some gloves and I've got my replacement tape. So this is a Makita track, but I bought my replacement splinter guard from Festool just because honestly it's about the same price, and this is clear, and a lot of people say the clear they like a little bit better. And then some rags, and then a sharp utility knife to cut and scrape off some of that old glue. And other than that, it's a pretty simple process. So let me bring in the camera and let me show you what we're going to do.
Hey guys, I wanted to let you know that we are going to be doing a pre-order on some Recreational Woodworker t-shirts. We're going to do our pre-order up until November 30th, 2020. After that time, I'll submit the order to my local company who's going to make our t-shirts, and then we should be shipping things out by the 11th, which is plenty of time for you to get these for Christmas. This is going to be US only, and right now we're only doing adult male sizes small through triple XL, or no, 4XL. Those go to $34.99 with free shipping. Our standard sizes are $29.99 with free shipping. Show off that you're a recreational woodworker, give it to a hobbyist woodworker that you love, and we thank you for your support, and let's get back to our video.
So as you can see, just over time and a lot of use and a lot of abuse, this has come off right here. You can see it's just starting to peel off, and so I mean it's time for a new one, right? So first thing we're going to do, lay the track upside down, and we're just going to pull that off. Now some people say you can reposition this, like if you pull it off you can move it over a little bit, stick it back down, and that might work just fine. I'm choosing not to do that, and so now I'm going to try to get this glue strip off. This looks like double-sided tape to me, and I'm just very carefully going to use my razor knife to kind of scrape this off.
One eternity later.
Okay, now that we have this scraped off, oh, it's not perfect, but it's mostly scraped off. Now I'm going to put on my gloves, and we're going to wipe this thing down with some acetone. Move my phone out of the way. One nice thing about having bare concrete floors is when you spill a solvent on it, it's not that big a deal because it evaporates off. So here we go. And that looks like it's cleaning up very nicely. Alright, so I finally got this thing clean. I didn't know how clean it had to be, so I went with the clean is clean philosophy, and I got everything off of there. I'm not 100% sure that is absolutely necessary. Alright, so now it's time to pull out our splinter guard. Uh-oh. Apparently it was glued right there. Let me get that off. And we're just going to measure it out and then cut it. And one box of this stuff is enough to do all of my tracks. I have this 39 inch, a 55 inch, and the 118 inch, I think that's what it is. And one box of this stuff is enough to do all your tracks. And honestly, if you're making a homemade track saw, you can buy this stuff and make your own homemade track saw and put a splinter guard on it that's replaceable. So just gonna throw that out there. So I'm gonna get that lined up with the edge right there, and then I'm just gonna nick it with my knife right there. And then now that I nicked it with my knife, I'm just gonna come in and push through all the way. There we go. And there we go. Okay, so that's done. And now we just go and peel the tape. It's a little double-sided tape right here. Just gonna peel off the sticky bit, or the plasticky bit. Uh-oh. Right here. And you can see this is a semi-transparent, so if I go over my pencil line, I should be able to see it through my material just a little bit. Hope anyway. So now we're just gonna, there's a little lip right here on my saw. So I'm just gonna come in even with the edge, and I'm just gonna line it up with that lip, and then just slowly pull the tape back as I go, lining it up with the lip along the way. And it's okay, like if this has like a little curve or something in it, because see, I got a little bit further away right there, because whenever I run my track across it, it's gonna cut the splinter guard and make it zero clearance. Right there. You can see I'm just slowly pulling the protective tape off as I go, and just sticking it down the line. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to put a lot of pressure on it to really activate that glue in here. So right there and right there. And I'm just a touch long, but I will trim that with my knife in just a second. Now I need something to roll it with. I'm just going to use this tape because I can get some good downforce on this tape and it won't mar anything up. There we go. That should be good. Seems like it's nice and stuck. Now, I'm going to flip it over this way. And then I'm going to take my razor knife. And yeah, that's my... Ooh, I got kind of a burr from all that aluminum work I did. And just going to come straight off the edge right there. Cut that off. And now I'm ready to retrim my splinter guard. So I need to do my other tracks as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do those. That way I can kind of join them together, run my saw across it, and that way I don't have any wobble at the ends. And so you really want your track saw to be supported all the way across. So I'm going to do those and then come back and we'll finish up this video. Alright, so I'm going to do something different on this long track because I've got to get to work, and that's cleaning this off takes a long time. So I'm going to try re-sticking the track. So that way if yours is worn out and you don't have one handy, I'll show you what I did on the other, and preliminary 5-minute test shows it's holding up okay. It's probably not going to be a super long-term solution, but it'll make it where in 2 weeks I can come back and do the other and really do it right, because I don't have a lot of time because I have things to do. So same thing as before, I'm just going to peel this off. And the Makita strip is more of a thin rubbery layer. On the other one I had like an inch left over just because it stretched a little bit on me. So same thing as before, I'm going to get some acetone, put it on a rag, and I'm going to clean this guy really good. That way I'm getting any pitch, sap, sawdust, paint, whatever's on here, I want to make sure I get off. There we go. Doesn't take a lot to clean this guy off. And then boom, we're clean. Okay. So now I'm going to re-stick it on there. You can see all this junk that came off. Some of the rubber came off. Probably dissolved just a little bit. Now I need to reactivate this glue. The best way to reactivate something or a glue is to dissolve it, and it'll kind of re-stickify itself. So we're just going to rub mineral spirits all over it, kind of clean the back as we go. Gonna let that soak in good. And go all the way down. And while I'm coming all the way down, I'm going to kind of just clean the back. Okay. Alright, so that's already getting pretty sticky. So now we're gonna do the same thing, just kind of get it a little bit wetter. Now, I'm just gonna do like about a foot at a time, getting it wet, and then I'm going to stick it about 1/8 of an inch out. Okay, right there, and you can see it sticking back on. Oops, I dropped it in there. And by getting it wet, the acetone dissolves everything and then it evaporates out. And when everything kind of re-solidifies, it sticks it back on. So we're just kind of doing that on everything. So moving that out about that, I don't know if it's 1/8 of an inch, but it's a little bit more than a 1/16. Just enough where I'm going to recut that edge. Alright. And so far I'm impressed with how well this is working. I'm sure there's a scientist out there who will love to show me all the ways I'm doing wrong on this, but what matters are the results. And while I don't think this is going to stick as good as it came from the factory, it's going to save me a lot of time and effectively double the life. Well, maybe not double, but say I get a 50% increase on the life of my splinter guard. Saving money and eliminating waste is always good, and that is, so far, in my opinion, working really well. So we're just keeping it wet, making sure that glue's getting nice and dissolved. It's not, now when I say dissolved, I'm not talking liquid, I'm talking sticky. Like, it's not that sticky here, but when I do that, it becomes very sticky. And you can see when I first put it on, it's moving around a lot, but then as that acetone evaporates out of there, it's doing what we want it to. So, based on my prior experience, this is probably, I don't know, 7 to 8 times faster than stripping off all the glue. So if this is taking like, I don't know, let's say it takes 5 minutes to do this. Well, no, it takes, maybe it's like only like 3 or 4 times faster. So this is gonna take 5 minutes to do. The other took about 20 minutes to do, start to finish. And I still need to trim my tracks. So, Okay, so that's it there. Now I'm just going to take my speed roller that I use for edge banding and then just kind of roll it on, make sure I'm getting good contact throughout. I tried tape earlier, that it worked, I guess, but this allows me to get more even and better pressure across the entire rail. Whoa, and you can see right there we slipped a little bit because I think I'm stretching it as I go. There we go. So I believe, guys, we are done with this. Yeah, I mean, I know I can rip it off of there, but I could rip it off before, but it's holding. So yeah. So guys, that's how to completely replace the splinter guard on your tracks and move the old splinter guard over and reuse it. So 2 ways of doing that. One costs more than the other. One probably won't last as long. Replacing it, I can tell you, is better, but as long as this is accurate, that's all that really matters. So thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Go to our Facebook group, the Recreational Woodworker, and join us there, and let's build great furniture together, guys. Bye.